Hey guys, well first off, I'm sorry that I really haven't been doing anything for so long. It's just, yeah, I haven't really been even playing much of the games outside of work either. I've been just too much on my plate, and I just can't really get the time anymore. I've got my weekends free, but I've started to try and rest on my weekends. And yeah, I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. Long story short, I haven't really been doing stuff, and I'm sorry about that. I would like to, but it's just not really on the table right now. I did manage to get someone to drop me home early today. Got me, well, after work is over, but it takes me a long time to get home usually since I don't have a car of my own. But I got home early today, and so I thought, hey, this is the last two premium weapons in SAS4, so I'll show them off to you for a bit before they actually go up, so you got a bit of a chance to actually take a look at them, see how they work, and see if you want to give them a shot. So, well, with these two, they're both really kind of fun, I feel, personally. They're cool to use, but at the same time, they have some big impracticalities. Kind of similar to the Torment, if any of you have used it much, except I would say they're probably more powerful, but a lot more impractical. I'd probably take the Torment myself over these, but as I said, they're both fun. They're probably more fun to use than the Torment, but not really as competitive. So anyway, so we got the Proton Arc and the Zerfallen. So Proton Arc is a laser, and if you don't like the hotspot, you probably hate this. Basically, it has one pierce, and you cannot do anything about that though. You can actually increase the pierce in the hotspot. You can't do anything on this. It's got one pierce, that's it. But on the bonus side, it is literally the most perfect accuracy gun in the game. It will never miss. You can't exactly pick your target. Well, you can, but there's a bit of strategy to that. But so I'll show it here. It shoots out this little arc which seeks out enemies, and it will just latch onto them and it'll kill them, and they will die. They will definitely die. Problem is though, it is not good at mobbing. It is very, very good at taking out bosses though. Ooh. Ah. Wow. And the Zerfallen is a rocket, and as you've seen a few times already, it fires this one projectile which moves very slowly, and this projectile will actually pass through things and kill them without exploding, which is really cool for a rocket launcher. But then eventually it will actually collide with something, and when it collides it will explode. Boom. And that explosion is massive. As you can see, it takes out the Purge Nest instantly. It just goes straight over it, gone. Very powerful against bosses as well. But as you'll see it mentioned in the description, it deals half damage to bosses, but we can get around that. Yeah, this is the Proton Arc again. It is very strong at bosses. It deals a lot of damage to a single target, and that's its strength, but it's useless for anything else. The Zerfallen will just pass through walls like this, but then the explosion will destroy them, so that's handy. Something worth mentioning with this, it's got 20-second reload, so it's massive. You can fire 2 shots, and then you gotta wait ages before it reloads. So race modded is essential. Do not use it without race modded unless you've got a lot of reloads on your gear and skills. I would recommend race modded though. But along with that, it also means that, for example, the Medusa gloves are much more powerful with this than Titan gloves, because you can just race mod it to cap off your reload speed. And then the Medusa gloves, that damage bonus, it's not that big, but This thing does a lot of damage, and that makes a lot of difference. But if you're just using it for mobbing, then you won't need that. In fact, you don't even need deadly. You can just one-shot all mobs without even using deadly, for the most part. Once you get to like Apocalypse and Last Man Standing, blatant there, stuff starts to get a lot of health, so it'll probably get beat by something. So yes, it deals half damage to bosses, because, I mean, it's kind of intended to just wipe out mobs, but we don't want it to be too ridiculous on bosses, so I'm like, make it do half damage to bosses. Like, okay, sorry about that. But the thing is, it has this neat little trick which you can take advantage of to get around that, in which you can hit them with this ball, and then you can hit them with that explosion as well, so you can actually double your damage just by hitting and then hitting again. So you shoot through something into a wall, or you can just do like, probably not that close, probably do like that. As long as you get that ball to hit them, you can actually double tap with every shot. So I mean, I've only got 2 bullets in my clip, but I can hit something 4 times. Long story short, yeah, it's good. You gotta be kind of strategic about it, but it's pretty powerful. And it's kind of fun to just walk along and watch it go. But watch out for those dark minions. Ugh. So back to the Proton Arc. It is really useless against mobs. It can do some effectiveness. Well, sorry, broken English. It can do some damage. Yes, it can kill the actual individual members of the mob very quickly, but there seems to be kind of a delay when it's like moving between targets. So it is really weak when you start to get swarmed. Even if you get swarmed by something weak, you'll get pretty taken out. Although worms are taken out very quickly. I don't know, it seems to arc faster between worms. As you can see, it's not taking these shamblers out very well. It also attempts to... It'll latch onto one target until that target dies, but every time you click, it'll try to get the thing closest to you. So what you really want to do is you want to run into a group and get as close as you can to the strongest target, and click, and then you want to run away. And it'll keep on shooting even while you're running away. It'll pretty much, as long as you don't walk too far away, this arc will just keep on seeking things out. I don't even have to be looking at them. So yeah, for the sake of using it as like a boss assassinator, it is very valuable to use capacity on it, because what capacity means is that you don't have to run in and retarget so often, because every time you reload, it'll pick a new target. So yeah, reload less often, you'll retarget less often. Pretty good. It'll also shoot, destroy those instantly. Yep, destroy that instantly. Fair enough. Can wipe out pretty much everything here. It's really fun to use the Proton Arc against mechs. Anyway, so as you can see, I got a kind of a big group here. I'll group them all together. If I want to target something in particular, I just have to walk up close to it and latch onto it, and then I can just kind of run away. And I just have to not walk too far away, because if I walk too far away, then the arc will disappear and try and retarget something else. And see, as you can see, well, as you saw just then, it's just stayed on that mech the whole time, and then the moment the mech died, it retargeted. Now I want to get it on the wicker. There we go. So it's kind of dangerous, the whole like targeting it onto something, having to go in close quarters, but that's kind of a cool part of the payoff, because the damage on it is really awesome. It is very awesome. So these two were just standard uncored versions, both augmented. I didn't really put too much thought into the augmenting, although I will say, yeah, capacity is pretty good on the Proton Pack, in my opinion. I haven't really thought too much about if anything could be better. I guess Pinpoint could be useful in terms of giving it a big damage boost, but at the same time, you kind of want to have adaptive, because necrosis and all, because they resist your energy, and it deals energy. And if you're going to use it pretty much just as a boss killer, then you're probably going to want to use it against some necrosis, so you're probably going to want adaptive, unless you're a medic or something, and you can bring along your own adaptive in another form, in that little friendly biobomb. The good thing there would be that since you don't have to actually face the boss, it'd be very easy to circle around and keep it inside the biobomb. So yeah, that's something there. Anyway, now I'll go grab a max chord version of these so you can take a look at the most ultimate form. Alright, so here we are. These are the max chord versions. This is showing 4 bullets, although I think most of the time this should only show 3. It's doing something weird here. Anyway, Proton Arc can shoot through walls. I'll just show that quickly. If you caught that quick glimpse then, it can shoot through those. Well, this wall at least, not every single one. Probably this one as well. Although, I don't know if I can get through this without destroying it. A frog grenade. I want to break the nest things on the other side. I'm not going to manage it, am I? Nope. Nope. Oh well. Okay, let's see what I can do. It's just going to destroy it. No. Oh well. Anyway. So this one is not really there's not really any noticeable difference against mobs, because it was already pretty much destroying them instantly before. But now it's just still destroying them instantly, and it's still suffering the same problem of just arcing between killing the first target and moving on to the second. So yeah, this one's never going to be good at mobbing. It just won't happen. But it is very powerful against the bosses, so it's not completely useless at least. Oh, I don't know. So this one is pretty incredible, to say the least, when it's max chord. So I'll shoot through this guy into the wall, and it double taps him when I do that, like I mentioned before. If I activate my hold the line, whoa. Try and get him to stop pushing me, seriously. So yeah, as you can see, bam, he's down. He's down. The first few hits weren't doing too much. When you get your critical hits on him, the critical hits are pretty crazy. It's like, you can just take the stuff out. Anyway, so I'm in the developer build, so I can do stuff like this. There we go. And I'll give you a bit of an example of this. So this is max chord Proton Arc, taken on Savage Devastator. When I'm not moving, I can do it pretty quickly with the max effect from Hold the Line. But of course, the real advantage to using this gun is that I can get this on him, and then I can just walk away. And he can't really do anything about it. He's trying to get me, but nah, not happening. Sorry about this. Cruelty to zombies. And he's gone. Just all gone. So, same thing with the Zerfallen. Remember, we want to kind of hit him and then get him with the explosion. And that took off almost half his health. If you don't get the criticals, then it doesn't do as much. Like, that was just terrible. So yeah, the first clip we just used there was much better. I think we might have been testing a bit higher clip size in this build, but it shouldn't be above 3 when max chord, when it actually goes up. So yeah, I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't go above 3. It probably shouldn't even hit 3, it should just stay at 2, but there's kind of a rounding issue. And you get that 1 extra when you reach the 50% core mark on the base stats. Most of you will only see 2. So yeah, Proton Arc, I can spawn 2 in, and it'll only target one of them, so that's the real downside here. If you get double bosses, it can take out one of them quickly, but then it starts to fade. So yeah, it's not really something you want to use in Last Man Standing, but it is still pretty good in Apocalypse. I tried it out in Apocalypse and had a teammate supporting me with some mobbing weapons, and I was able to do pretty well there, just assassinating all the bosses and letting them do all the mobbing work. This guy, on the other hand, can... Oh, didn't have him hold the line on. Dropped the ball there. And I should probably watch my health a bit more. So yeah, they both got hit by the explosion from hitting the wall, but only one of them got hit by my actual projectiles there, and you can see there's a big difference in the actual health. And yeah, I think that guy at the back there might have been getting hit by the explosion from it hitting here. Was it? Possibly. It is a very big explosion. I believe I have it augmented for blast radius as well, so even bigger. But anyway, yeah, back just to not get killed. What you really want to do is go through him into a wall. And I don't think I have adaptive on this, because I'm not doing too much now, now that he's enraged. But anyway, yeah, the actual, just to clarify, the actual base damage you see on the gun, it'll only deal half of that to bosses, but it'll deal the full thing to everything else. But it will also hit everything twice from going through them and then hitting a wall. So as long as you do that trick of going through them into the wall, you'll deal the full damage. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to show on these guys. They're both very, very damagey. But yeah, they have severe downsides. So anyway, I hope this helps you make up your decision. Personally, I think my favorite, I mean, these two are definitely my favorite guns out of all the premiums in terms of just general using, like just for giggles, just having a bit of fun. You can play jump rope with your friends by getting a proton arc and going, yeah, jump rope. Yeah, they're really fun to use, but in terms of actual effectiveness, I would probably prefer to use the core or the torment. They're both actually very usable guns once you've got a lot of cores into them and make up for their downsides, which are their kind of inability to hit things, I guess, as well as their really low fire rates. Proton Arc has a really high fire rate, but it doesn't help it mob. Anyway, so I've gone on probably a bit too long here because I'm really, really tired and blah. But I hope this was helpful to you guys, and have fun. I'll see you around.